Hey everybody, welcome back to the Light Side Music Reactions. We've got another special request today. This one is from Eric, who asked to react to No Hurry by the Zac Brown Band. I am familiar with the Zac Brown Band, although it's been a while since I've heard some of their music. They're an American country music band based in Atlanta, Georgia. They released 7 studio albums, 3 live albums, a greatest hits album, and 3 EPs. They've had 16 singles on the Billboard Hot Country Songs or Country Airplay chart, of which 13 have reached number 1. So they've got 13 number 1 singles. That's pretty good. Their first album, The Foundation, is certified triple platinum, while their follow-ups, You Get What You Give and Uncaged, are certified platinum. They've collaborated with artists such as Alan Jackson, Angie Aparo, Jimmy Buffett, Kid Rock, Jason Mraz, Dave Grohl, Chris Cornell, Brandi Carlile, Avicii, Lost Lonely Boys, Sarah Bareilles, and John Fogerty of CCR. So they've collaborated with a lot of artists from a very diverse background musically. So that's pretty interesting. Some of the songs that you may recognize from the Zac Brown Band include Chicken Fried. Once you've heard that one, you never forget it. I like my chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night. Knee Deep. As She's Walking Away, Colder Weather. Oh man, I love that song. It's a tearjerker, and it's been a while since I've heard it, but just remember the title. I remember that was a real good song. Sweet Annie, Whatever It Is, Highway 20 Ride, I'll Be Your Man, Tomorrow Never Comes. Have I heard that one? If Tomorrow Never Comes. I don't think that's Zac Brown Band. That's Garth Brooks, isn't it? Anyway, that's probably a completely different song. Tomorrow Never Comes. The Man Who Loves You the Most, Island Song, and Sick 'Em on a Chicken from their live The Rock Bus Tour album from 2006. I haven't heard that song, but just the title itself just jumped out and grabbed me right there. And then their song No Hurry from 2010 from their album You Get What You Give, which is what we're reacting to today. So, as always, there's a link in the description to the original song where you can hear it in its entirety without me talking over and interrupting it and analyzing the song. But this is their greatest hits version. So apparently they've got 2 versions of the song, at least. They've got their studio version, which originally they released when it first came out, and they've got the greatest hits version. And I imagine they've got some live versions online too. But anyway, let's check this out. No Hurry by the Zac Brown Band. And here we go.
You know my old car needs washing, and the front yard needs a trim.
Recognize his voice from Colder Weather.
And the telephone keeps ringing, and the boss man knows I know.
Even the melody reminds me of Colder Weather. I have heard this. It's been a while.
There's nothing wrong with an old cane fishing pole and the smell of early spring. Sit down in a fold-up easy chair on a quiet, shady riverbank. Let the world go on without me. Have it any other way, 'cause I ain't in no hurry today. Ain't in no hurry, I'll be a fool not to worry about all those things I can't change.
Ooh, nice chord there. Ooh, I was hoping they'd go up there. All right, cool. All right, so this is interesting musically. They're doing some stuff with the composition. that is not standard for country music. Some odd chords in there, some really interesting directions with the vocal lines. So this is a unique song. And so kudos to them for that. A lot of times, we're tempted to write songs with just the standard, 3 chords, the standard melody that everybody can just sing along to. This one I would have trouble singing along with the first time I heard it because it's just so new and so different. But as with any good song, you listen to it over and over again and you learn it. And then before long, it's playing on the radio and you're singing along like you've heard it for years. But very well composed so far. Let's take a look at these lyrics. The lyrics remind me of that old Alabama song. I'm in a hurry to get things done. Oh, I rush till life's no fun. All I really gotta do is live and die, but I'm in a hurry and don't know why. So they're taking it from the opposite direction. They're learning the lesson that Alabama was singing about and saying that he needed to learn. Is that I'm in a hurry and I need to learn how to slow down. And he's saying here in this song, I'm slowing down. I'm not in a big hurry. There's no need of worrying about stuff I can't change, which is an old axiom that there's a lot of truth to. In fact, there's a serenity prayer that is popular with Alcoholics Anonymous. Is God grant me the serenity to, I can't remember exactly how it goes, to change the things that I can, to accept the things that I can't, and the grace to know the difference, or something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in our life. He mentions it. I'll get to that in a second. But things that we can't change. But he says, my old car needs washing. The front yard needs a trim. And that's the sort of thing, you men out there, you understand. If you haven't done it and it needs done, you've got a wife or somebody nagging you and saying, why aren't you out there mowing the yard? The yard's not getting any shorter by itself. Or why aren't you washing the car? That car is filthy. The telephone keeps ringing. Why don't you answer the phone? Because I know who it is. It's a boss man calling, and I don't want to talk to him. And it's just like, answer the phone. So my old car needs washing. The front yard needs a trim. The telephone keeps ringing. The boss man knows I'm him. And the bills aren't going to pay themselves. Don't matter anyway, because I ain't in no hurry today. And that's the other thing. A lot of times the bills will pile up. You get the junk mail on your kitchen table, and also stuff that isn't necessarily junk mail, but the mail that you don't want to open because, just like the boss man, the phone ringing, you know who it is. You know what that letter is, and you don't want to open it up and deal with it. If any of these apply to you listening right now, go ahead and hit the like button, because I can really relate to some of this. There's stuff in our lives that need done, and we just don't want to do it. And so we make excuses, and we say, you know what? I'm done rushing around and killing myself over all this stuff that needs done, and I'm just going to call it a me day. I'm going to relax, and I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm not going to answer the door. I'm just going to sit and relax, watch TV or listen to music or just lay in bed and have a lazy day. And, sometimes you get some flack for that, but every once in a while we need some time off. And Zac Brown Band, they're saying today I'm taking a time off. So I can relate to that, and I'm sure you can. If you can, hit the like button. The bills aren't going to pay themselves, don't matter anyway, because I ain't in no hurry today. There's nothing wrong with an old cane fishing pole and the smell of early spring. So he's not just staying at home in bed. He's going out and enjoying the fresh air and, taking the fishing pole. Not getting one of these fancy ones that you pay a lot of money for, but just a simple old cane fishing pole and going down to the fishing hole and just relaxing with God's green nature and just taking a day off. There's nothing wrong with an old cane fishing pole. Reminds me of the Andy Griffith Show. Comment down below or hit the like button if you remember the Andy Griffith Show from the 60s. And that opening theme where they're whistling the tune and Andy and Opie are going down to the fishing pole. Or fishing hole with the fishing poles. Nothing wrong with an old cane fishing pole and the smell of early spring. Sit down in a fold-up easy chair on a quiet, shady riverbank. Let the world go on without me. Wouldn't have it any other way, because I ain't in no hurry today. And sometimes we need to do that. The world's going to go on without you. It's not going to stop because you take a day off. Take a day off. build yourself back up and then go out tomorrow and face the world. From a Christian perspective, I'm a pastor, so I've always got to get something in that this reminds me of Scripture. But even Jesus had to take time off. If you remember in the story after where he feeds the 5,000 with the loaves and the fishes, it says that I think it's in Matthew's version, it says that the crowd flogged after him and tried to chase him down, and they were wanting him to perform miracles for him and wanted to get, it's like today, you got your celebrities and the paparazzis chasing you, wanting your autograph, all your fans and stuff, and you love your fans and you want to do everything for them, but it gets overwhelming. And those of us regular people that don't have throngs of fans chasing us, we do have things in life that chase after us and we have to deal with. And even Jesus had to get away from it all. And it said that he went off by himself, even left his disciples behind. And he went off by himself to pray and be alone with God. And that's kind of what they're doing here, is they're going off into nature, going down the fishing hole and just being alone with God and God's nature and just having a me day, just me and God, sitting down at the fishing pole and just relaxing for a day. Tomorrow, like Jesus went back the next day and he dealt with the people needing miracles and stuff like that, he took time first to refresh himself and get away from it all. And we all need to do that sometimes. Ain't in no hurry, I'd be a fool now to worry about all those things I can't change. This is the chorus, and that's what I referenced about the Serenity Prayer. God grant me the ability to recognize, to change the things that I can change, to accept the things that I cannot change, and the serenity to the wisdom to know the difference. See, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but anyway, that's the gist of it. Is I'd be a fool to worry about those things I can't change, and the time that I borrow can wait till tomorrow, because I ain't in no hurry today. Okay, let's go ahead and get back into it. Interesting thought.
Heaven knows that I ain't perfect. I raised a little Cain, and I plan to raise a whole lot more before I hear those angels sing. Gonna get right with the Lord, but there'll be hell to pay.
Oh,
but I ain't in
interesting.
no hurry.
Yeah, he stayed up that time. All right, very cool. Very interesting song, and quite an interesting twist that it had there at the end. It goes into the bridge. Instead of talking about not being in a hurry to deal with life, it goes to not in a hurry to deal with death and to answer to God, to Jesus. He says in the bridge, when I must return to the cold, cold ground, have them take their time when they lay this sinner down. And he says the reason for that is, heaven knows I ain't perfect. I've raised a little Cain. Oh, that's true of all of us, right? Even the best among us have committed sins before. There's nobody perfect. No, not one. We've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But the question is, when we don't have to, or when we see Jesus, those of us that are saved don't have to rely on our own works or, whether we've done good or evil in the past. It's whether we've been forgiven for that or not. And so he's got this perspective here that he's singing about, that he is anticipating that he's got hell to pay. When he sees God, he's going to have to answer for the things that he's done, which is true. But if you've been forgiven, you don't have to worry about that, because even though we're guilty, we've been forgiven. That's the whole point. He says, I raised a little Cain, but here's the rub. And I plan to raise a whole lot more before I hear those angels sing. So maybe that's the reason here that he's feeling a little bit worried. He says, I ain't in no hurry and I ain't worried, but I think he's protesting a little bit too much. He is a little bit worried about it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be afraid to meet his maker. He might be in a hurry to do it. In fact, it's like when Jesus calls me, I'm going to run to him. Is how I feel about it. But he's going to be kind of laying back a little bit and saying, let me take my time getting up there, because when I face him, there's going to be hell to pay. He does say, I'm going to get right with the Lord, but there will be hell to pay. The thing is, with a Christian, if we've been forgiven, then there is no hell to pay, because Jesus already paid the price. He already paid hell. He already died on the cross for our sins, and all we have to do is accept it and let him forgive us. That's the problem that the Apostle Peter had. After Peter denied Jesus 3 times, Jesus went to him, and there was hell to pay. There was Jesus to pay, because Jesus went to him and confronted him. And he said, do you love me? And Peter said, I love you. And he said it 3 times. Do you love me? Yes, I love me. And Jesus' answer was, then feed my sheep. Tend my lambs. Do the job that I gave you to do, instead of moping around and pretending like you've got hell to pay, because you don't. The price has already been paid. You've been forgiven. You don't have to pay hell, because I've already paid the price. All you have to do is accept my forgiveness, and then go out and do what I have asked you to do. Bring other people to Jesus, so that they can experience that forgiveness and that peace that we should all have. The way he's singing this song is the protagonist of the song doesn't have peace of knowing that he's been forgiven, because he's thinking about the things that he's done wrong, and he hasn't accepted that forgiveness. He says, I'm going to get right with the Lord. And so many times we think like that. We think, I want to live it up. I plan to raise a little bit more Cain before I face Jesus. But the thing is, we don't know how much time we've got. We don't know if we plan to go out and keep raising some more Cain, thinking I'll repent and change my ways later. I'll have a deathbed conversion. Jesus will forgive me and everything will be okay. But we don't know if we'll have that opportunity. We're not promised tomorrow. We've only got today. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow may never come. That's why today is called the present, because it's a gift from God. Now is the time to accept him, to get right with the Lord, and to accept his forgiveness. And once we do, we don't have to worry about all the Cain that we've raised in the past, because hell has already been paid. And all we have to do is just let him pay it for us. So I would just say my advice, not necessarily to Zac Brown. I know he's just singing a song, so this isn't autobiographical probably. But anybody thinking along these lines that, I want to go home and meet Jesus, but before I do, I want to party a little bit more and do some things that might make him sad and might upset him. And then sometime in the future, between now and the time I meet him, I'll repent and say I'm sorry and let him forgive me. We don't know if we'll have that opportunity. Accept him now. Get right with him now. And believe me, all this raising Cain may feel like a good time, and it does, believe me, I know. But when it comes down to it, the life that we can have in him with peace and just living the good life that he has planned for us, instead of the so-called good life that we think we want for ourselves, it'd be a lot better for us in the long run, and it is such a blessing in the short term too. If only we would just put our faith and trust in him, that he knows what's best for us, and follow the straight and narrow path that he lays out for us. I ain't in no hurry. I'd be a fool now to worry about all those things I can't change. And that's true. Like I was saying in the first verse, is we have to set aside those things we can't change. But the other part of that, the other side of that coin, is we have to be able to change the things that we can and accept the difference, to know the difference. There are things in our lives that we can accept and we can change. And we'd be a fool to worry about the things we can't change, but just as much, we would be a fool to not try to change the things that we can. And so when it comes to finding peace in Jesus Christ, we all have that ability. And all it comes down to is just getting right with the Lord, accepting his forgiveness, and allowing him to change our lives. Not us trying to do it ourselves, but letting him do it in our hearts, and then our lives will follow. Anyway, ain't in no hurry today. I'm not in a hurry to meet him because I know he's got plans for me. I don't know what they are, but whatever he has planned for me, as the Apostle Paul said, whether I live for him or whether I die for him, I die for the Lord and I live for the Lord. And that's all he wants us to do. He doesn't necessarily ask us to die for him, but if we live for him, we know that he did die for us, and that's all that matters. So if you don't know Jesus, I hope that you watching right now accept him. If you have that in your life to where you're feeling guilty about things that you've done in the past, just give them to him. Let him forgive you, and he will take away all your worries and all your anxieties, like we sang about, like we reacted to in that Doichi song the other day, anxiety. You can get rid of all those anxieties just by giving them to him. He'll take them away. He'll take away your burdens and give you peace. That's my prayer for you right now, that you have that peace that only the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ himself, can give. And whether we're going into work and facing a work day that we don't want to have to face, whether it be that boss man or the telemarketers or the bill collectors coming after us, lean on him, lean on Jesus, and allow him to give you peace when the rest of the world, when they face these things, they just crumble. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. If you did, hit the like button, comment down below, and give me recommendations on songs and artists that you want me to react to, and I'll get to as many of them as I can. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you know when I do get to reacting to your request. And thank you guys once again for watching, and have a great day. God bless, and we'll see you next time on the Light Side Music Reactions. Bye, everybody.